Grandpa.
Hello.
Hi. Can I interview you?
You sure may.
Hi, Max and Ava.
Hi, Max and Ava.
Grandpa, tell me a time when you were scared as a kid.
When I was scared of a kid.
As a kid. When you were a kid, tell me one thing when you were scared.
When I had to bike home one time in the dark, all the way, and it was real spooky because the wind was blowing in the trees, and it always sounded like there was something hiding behind the trees. That was at Gull Lake.
What is a good story about your daughters?
About my doctors.
Daughters.
Daughters. Well, what's a good story about each daughter?
Sure.
Priscilla was a dancer and is a dancer, and she wanted to be a dancer right from the time she was about 6 or 7. And that's about all she practiced dance all the time, except she had sort of thing going on with a guy for a while there in high school, and they were pretty much an item. And Elizabeth liked to draw. Early on, she liked to draw. She would go to the cemetery and draw stuff. She'd go over to the park and draw stuff. And some of it we have up on the walls because she's a very good drawer. That meant that she turned out to be a printmaker, which is really difficult in college, and she had her own exhibition. No, you don't call it an exhibition. You call it a what? When you hang art all over the wall, people come to watch. That's what they did. Grandma went up and helped. Okay, and Sarah's the only person I know in the entire world who totaled 2 BMWs within 3 months.
Oh, great. You say nice stories about your other daughters, but you talk about me totaling cars. That's okay, go ahead. Continue with the interview.
Well, in addition to that...
No, go ahead, Lyle.
Tell me a funny story of when you were a kid.
What?
Tell me a funny story of when you were a kid.
I was always having these freak accidents. I remember one time my dad and Mom gave me a hunting knife for a birthday present. They went off someplace. You know what I tried to do with it? I tried to cut the cover off a golf ball, and ended up really cutting my hand, and it was forever before they came home. But a funnier one than that was when they gave me this fishing rod with its own reel and everything, and I went out in the backyard. It was the middle of winter, of course it was Christmas time, and I was practicing casting with that rod. We had a little lure on the end, a lure, you know, to catch the fish with hooks on it, and it hooked to my head because I was trying to cast it, and it hooked to my head, and my dad wasn't home. He was at work, and so my mom had to put me on the bus because we only had one car then, and take me down to the doctor to get the plug, the fishing plug, out of my head. And so we rode all the way downtown to Detroit to our doctor's office, sitting in the bus with me with that silly fishing plug on my head. That's kind of silly, isn't it? Can we stop it for a minute? We've got a fire here we've got to tend to. Can we?
Yep.